Welcome to TwoQuestions.tv. With me today is Sandy Joy Weston, and we're talking about optimism and changing your brain. Welcome to TwoQuestions.tv. I'm Susan baroncini-moe. Joining me today is Sandy Joy Weston, who has been a fixture in the Philadelphia area fitness circle for 30 years as an instructor, trainer, health club owner, and media personality. Her mission is to change the world one smile at a time and to always highlight the positive. She's also the author of this book, Train Your Head and Your Body Will Follow, Reach Any Goal in 3 minutes a Day. Hi, Sandy. Welcome to the show. What's the good news?
I know. I start out every day. What's the good news? Well, you want to know the good news today?
Yeah.
The good news, I went to the dentist and they took 2 teeth out.
No.
Yeah. And guess what? I'm not swollen. So that's the good news.
Yay!
And I can talk.
I'm amazed that your smile is really even, because whenever I go to the dentist, I'm like,
I know. And I avoided it long enough, but I was like, come on, you big chicken.
Nice. I like it. Well, I loved your book, and I read, as I'm sure you know, I read a ton of books, and this one I've actually set aside now to go back through it and go through all of the games myself, because I didn't quite have, reading the books for the show, I don't have time to do all of the stuff. So every once in a while I set one aside to go, okay, this is one I'm going back to.
Yeah.
I love the way you broke down the process of changing your brain and your body will follow, sort of in this very clean way. You don't often see it, and you don't often see the care in addressing sort of the existing state of things in the way you did. So for our audience who has not quite gotten their copy of the book yet, probably they're waiting for it. And if they're not, they will be after this show. Could you talk about how you realized that the pre-games were a necessary part of the process?
Yeah. So the biggest thing I see in fitness, like you said, I've been in it for over 30 years, is that people come in and they reach for the sky right away. So they start out being like a couch potato or, Debbie Downer, and they say, that's it, Sandy. I'm going to come in, I'm going to work out 7 days a week, and I'm going to be in that positive mindset. And they go gung-ho for like 3 weeks and then crash and burn. Because it's like this book, even a lot of people are using it not for a fitness book. They're looking at just even for life goals. So there's a difference, Susan, from slightly out of my reach, comfort zone, and fantasy land. So if you jump right into it, it's too far out and you can't maintain it. Yeah. And that's why I like to do little things to get you mentally prepared. Because for me, I truly believe, don't make a big hairy deal about it. It doesn't have to take long. It really can only be 1 to 3 minutes, but create the habit. It's just creating that little bit every day. And it does change everything. And that's why I have the little games to get you in the right set of mind.
Yeah. I like that you called them games. I thought that was fun. And I thought it put a different spin on it, because when you gamify something, it becomes more fun.
Yeah, I don't have to do it. Oh my God, I have to go work out. I have to do this. Then it's like a challenge and you're forcing it. And that, I always say you have to allow things in versus, okay, if you put effort, you'll get it, but it won't be as great and wonderful.
Yeah. Well, you talk a lot about attitude and happiness in the book. And so for people who are looking at a book about fitness, it's not just about fitness. As you said, it's about it's a whole approach. And you came from a family that was dysfunctional, if we're being mild, right? And but you approach the world with, you talk about it in the book, you approach the world with sunshine. And so how do you find the joy within, and I don't mean like the pun as your middle name is Joy, but
I know.
How do you find so much joy in life?
So to back up a second, I have a funny story about that. In the beginning, the chapter that is straight up me, it wasn't in there. And my publisher said, Sandy, guess what? You're 70,000 words short, according to a contract. You have to come up with it in 10 days. And I know what was happening is that it was the universe's way of saying, I had all that stuff in a journal. You need to share it with the world. That's basically scratching the surface. That's a whole nother book. But they have to know why they should trust you, who you are.
That's right.
And for a long time, it wasn't that I was ashamed of my life or where I came from, but I wanted to live in the here and now. So I thought if I go back, then I don't want to dwell. But there's a difference. You could talk about your past and embrace it. And if we're going to be completely honest, I also didn't want to be judged, because when you grow up like that, people are always looking for the other shoe to drop. And, you know, I'm all kinds of crazy, but I'm fun crazy. And I love, so that's the part that I want to put in. But everyone always, when I go to bookstores, says, thank you so much for sharing that. Because it makes them it's, you know, more relatable. So I had a lot of years practicing how I was going to find joy in a yucky situation. So when I was young and it being so bad, you know, with my mom in and out of the mental institution and fighting and screaming, my piece was dance. I danced and I danced and danced and danced. And that brought me joy. And I told jokes. I always made light of it. You know, here come the dishes, duck 'em. But it was my way of, you know, dealing. Or, hey, to my brother, don't be so sad. You know, I know we're going to the institution, but guess what? You're going to get another pair of moccasins. I know it sounds crazy, but that was my way of dealing it. And I realized that when I danced, it brought me joy, but it brought others. So when I went there and visited, I would start tap dancing in the hallways and do whatever I could. Years later, I thought, am I just this way? Did I innately come out? Or could it be taught? And I realized, and I studied thousands of clients and people I trained at all different levels, that it could be taught. And that it was just a habit I created. And I created it at a very young age. So I wanted to create a system that anybody could tap into it. Not like you said, overnight, but by every day doing a little thing that put you in that positive space. Could you build upon it and build upon it, no matter what your outside circumstances are? And that's what I do. Some days are easier than others, but every day I take 1 to 3 minutes to write in my journal, to create that positive headspace, and I don't start my day. Now, let's say for some reason I didn't write, then I'm doing it in the shower. I'm doing it in the bathroom. I remind myself, what are the things I'm grateful for? What brings me joy? What's my day? And I don't forget it. And gradually, you don't want to be happy all the time. Like people say, oh, are you always positive? Heck no, that would be boring. That's not even what positive psychology is about. You want to embrace all the emotions. But what brings you inner peace, and how can you get there quicker no matter what's going on in your world? And that is what everyone's talking about.
I do feel like it wasn't until later, it wasn't like right in the front of the book where you trained Patti LaBelle. I mean, like bury the lead, right? Like,
well, you know, I wanted to, this is the goofy part. I was very fortunate. Back then, there were no private trainers. Not that I wasn't good, but when you said you were a trainer, they would say, can you train my dog? Because it wasn't done here in Philadelphia. California, yes. So I got to train some really, you know, like the Philadelphia Flyers, some big names and CEOs and, you know, SI Becker too, because I got in, you know, at the ground level. And then I truly, and this is a secret sauce, I truly cared about them and I didn't want anything from them. So they could see that. And that led to the next one, the next one, the next one. And Patti LaBelle, by the way, she was my sticky wicket because she's the only one I couldn't get to like exercise. She hated it so much that all she would want to do is sing for me, which is a good thing, and make me muffins. She would bribe me with muffins.
Patti, that is not going to help.
But finally, she found something she loved. Found a pool. And she built a pool. So everybody has their thing. You know, that they enjoy, and they love. And you just gotta, I don't want it to be hard. I don't want it to be difficult. If you like all the crazy hit classes out there, kumbaya, go do them. But not everybody wants to feel like they're throwing up on the side of the, so do something you love and brings you joy. There's a million ways to move, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I feel like we've only begun to scratch the surface. I'd love to have you come back on the show. Would you come back?
I would love to come back.
Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, good. So then I won't worry that I haven't asked all the questions. I only get 2, but there's so much to unpack here. So, okay, you'll come back. Would you like to come on the after show?
Woohoo! I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Oh, this is going to be the best after show yet. All right, Sandy, thank you for joining me for this show. We're going to move over to the after show. Viewers, if you'd like to join us for the after show, come with us. Head on over to twoquestions.tv. That's our URL. It's just, twoquestions.tv. And it's the only place you can find the after show. So if you want to find it, that's where you have to go. So we'll see you over there. In the meantime, here's the book. We're going to have links down below in the show notes for today so you can get your copy from Amazon. Highly recommend, and pay attention because Sandy's coming back. Get your book now and go with me on this journey. We're going to do this book. So when Sandy comes back, we'll have results to report. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.